Hi, this is Erin Haskell, and I'm interviewing Dr. Alexander Haskell. And the topic today we're discussing is daily detoxification. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm pleased to be able to have this conversation with you, and I know it's going to be of great benefit for all of our listeners, all of our students.
I agree, and we've chosen to do these in some different formats, everything from 10-minute conversations up to longer ones. We really feel like the daily dose of having the conversation of everything from educating ourselves of what toxifies our bodies to everything from lifestyle to spirituality and our foods and the relationships in our life. So I'm really excited to hear what you have to say as far as the standpoint of coming from a holistic doctor, what detoxification looks like, the overview around that.
Yeah, I think every person I've seen over the last 30 years has, some component of sort of intoxication with their system, which is, causing sometimes, specific symptoms, but sometimes just a general overall lack of vitality. And the way I sort of see this issue is that our body has amazing capacities for eliminating toxins which come into it, but oftentimes we're not all that efficient in excretion or secretion of these toxins, and they get stored up in various tissues in the body, and that compromises people's health. And again, as I said, lowers their vitality, the vibration of the body, the health is compromised, and it's kind of a downward spiral. More and more toxins come in, and the body's less and less able to eliminate them as time goes on.
Yeah, the lifestyles today, we're living in quite a toxic world. I've heard some stats that we have hundreds, if not thousands, of new toxins that the doctors have not seen within bodies. And even they have taken, excuse the boldness, but the stools of newborns, and they found toxins even within their bile and their stools. Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, even done tests with the, and when the umbilicus is severed, and they take a sample of that, of the blood that the baby's been sort of feeding on for the last 9 months, they found many toxins in that fluid, body fluid as well. And they've also done, biopsies on, people that have died, the cadavers, and looking at what chemicals are contained in their fat, in the fat cells, and finding hundreds of different chemicals, and some of which have been banned for 10, 20, 30 years. DDT not been used, I think, since the 80s, early 80s, somewhere in there, when they're trying to remove DDT from the corporation to manufacture them. Still, DDT is showing up in people's bodies. So it's really an insidious issue, which we're most of the time not even aware of it going into our system. From most of the time, it's actually from our home. So where chemicals and different insecticides that seem fairly benign, our levels are increasing from our home exposure, partly because we have doors and windows closed, especially in the heat of the summer or the cold of the winter, and some are saying that our exposure at household is much worse than it is from our environment outside of our homes. So
yeah, crazy.
It's an issue.
So the overview, for the listeners out there, I would imagine some of them are saying, why do I care about this? Why, what is it that would have me want to really take this on in my own lifestyle? And that we found that there's all types of reasons, of course, everything from weight loss to just mental clarity to vitality to looking and staying younger looking. I mean, all the toxins. So I'm sure there's many people that don't even know what DDT is, and we want to get to a place where you can apply this to your life and have this be, not some only scientific conversation or too far out there, but really bring it down to what can you do every day. We're really going to look at every day, everything from, the plastic bottles that you're putting your water in to, what is a healthier choice than the type of cleaners you're using, and it all adds up. And we're going to be discussing different ways of actively detoxing versus just actually taking miscellaneous toxins out of your lifestyle. So I'm looking forward to this journey, and I'm really excited of what the impact can be on people's lives in all areas of their lives, because we're going to be looking at spirit, mind, and body of detoxification. And like a lot of the work in spirituality, it's really getting out of our own way, because we have this infinite light, this infinite, vibrant vitality. We're infinite innovators. We are spiritual beings, and really getting this down to, in the physical material world also, how can we get out of our own way of our vitality, our health, and naturally being, thin, naturally being vibrant, naturally being that, whatever that natural space is within your own essence. So looking forward to this. So again, what would you say is an overview? How are we going to be looking at this as far as an overview and conversation, to give the audience an overview and let them know what they have in store for them?
Yeah, just wanted to kind of not reiterate, but add another perspective on what you just said, and that is, in medicine we have the, sort of the dissection of the mind or the emotions from the body, and it's so important that we begin to see that from a different perspective. And there is an interconnection, a relationship between our thoughts and our feelings and our biochemistry. So when these chemicals come into the body, and the effects are so subtle that people don't realize the effect of them, even though they're feeling, minor symptoms, little aches and pains, headaches once in a while, sort of mental fatigue or lack of concentration, or being more irritable. These are all very subtle symptoms, they can be, of biochemical changes or a little bit of intoxication from our environment that are coming into our system. So an overview is that we're like this beautiful, this miraculous container we were given at birth. Represents sort of our constitution, our health, our sort of predispositions, and over time this container, or the body, starts to become toxins, both, primarily from the outside, but also even our body makes some waste products or toxins, so to speak, and the bowl starts to fill up, and we're okay, we go from day to day, and then finally at some point it becomes so full that it begins to produce some symptoms. And people usually turn to, trying to figure out the reason why, but most turn to either supplements or herbs or over-the-counter medication to control or modulate these symptoms until, and still the toxins are coming in. The bowl finally becomes full and starts spilling over the side in this way of seeing, this model. And the symptoms become more severe. They go to the doctor, they've got this arthritis or whatever it may be, heart palpitations. And the system doesn't think about intoxication, doesn't ask questions about your environment. What's your lifestyle? What is your profession? What is the setting in which you're living? What's the building like? Is there a lot of outgassing of different chemicals from furnishings or wherever the source may be, and just simply tries to modulate or control the symptoms through medication. So the person doesn't get better. Maybe the symptoms go away for a little while, but the person does not, their vitality, their health is not restored because of the intoxication. So the approach then from what's called a clinical ecological sort of approach is let's figure out where you're being exposed to toxins and try to eliminate them as much as possible. And then the second step is to empty the bowl to get those toxins out of the system. And as the toxins recede, then our vitality starts to return. It's a simple model that just makes very common sense for people.
It's fantastic, and we're looking forward to doing, you'll have actual homework assignments where you're going to be going through your life, taking inventory of your house, taking inventory of the thinking throughout the day, taking inventory of the type of foods you're eating, and really looking and just becoming conscious of where toxins are coming from versus where, health and feeding your body and really getting in alignment with that is. And then you just have a conscious choice. You have a free will choice to choose whatever you will. And, if someone's feeling they're getting tired, there's many things. Dr. Alexander, who's my father, really has great ways of breaking down, because there's common denominators when it comes to all these things and what we can do. But number one thing is first getting rid of the toxins before you can take a look at all the other possibilities that are going on with you. So he found that, and I don't want to speak for you, but what I was so excited about this program is that he found that all these patients were coming to him with common ailments, common things, almost 10 commonalities over and over again. And he thought, well, I'm having the same conversations with people over and over again. And the number one conversation is, detoxifying each client before, so that we can see what innate wisdom the body can do, what the body can do to heal itself. But we have to free up and get rid of the toxins to even see what the body's able to do on its own before we start treating the symptoms. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. And I think that probably all of us can, luckily some of us still feel that vitality, that energy we had as, young kids, just, you don't see kids walk anywhere. They're already running somewhere. They got this innate vitality that just wants just to express itself through running and through laughing. And, we can all remember those days. Luckily, we still have some of those days.
Yeah.
But if we can restore that, if we can lighten up the burden that's being placed on this innate vitality that we all possess, what a blessing. And that's what we're going to be going through. There's pathway, like I said before, going to empty the bowl, and there's different pathways to help the body to excrete. There's the internal pathways of excretion, which involves primarily the liver, which also involves the gallbladder, and finally the excretion through the colon. Also the kidneys are involved with this internal metabolism, breakdown of chemicals and the excretion. But man, the most rapid way of getting a lot of the toxins out, which are stored just under the skin and the fat, is through sweating. And it's such a simple thing. We've lost this. Many cultures, it's a routine. It's kind of like the lifestyle. So getting in the sauna and then jump in the cold river and back into the sauna. It's just like common sense. Let's get the toxins out the easiest way possible. Get them out through the skin. Those toxins then don't have to sort of be metabolized through the body. Fasting is a wonderful way to detoxify the body, but what you're doing is you're pulling a lot of those toxins stored in the fat, those fat-soluble toxins. You're pulling them out of the fat, and they have to go through the whole excretory process, liver, gallbladder, colon, kidneys, etc. Let's just get it out through the skin. It's a rapid way. It's very effective. You don't have to go through sort of a healing crisis so much as you would with fasting. Just get out through the skin.
It's incredible. We've seen some amazing miracles. I've seen, guys' hair grow back once they got in a detox through sauna work. And I've seen all kinds of miracles happen. And I think the point of all this is the relativity of it, is that if we keep burdening the body with toxins, it's going to, as you just said, it's going to overflow. With the symptoms are going to be coming, the overflow of all those toxins in the body. Or we can, choose to detoxify and allow the purity and health to be there and start to witness the restoring, the miracles that are happening within the body, getting back to the vitality and all kinds of amazing things. So on this journey, we will be looking at all the different types of toxins, not only just in environment, food, and whatever, but also the belief systems, your emotional detoxification, also looking at toxic relationships, the toxins of not being true to yourself in your career and whatever you're up to in your expression. And we'll be looking at all these different spirit, mind, and body aspects of detoxifying. And it's going to be a fun journey. It should be fun. We want it to be something where you're in a community. This is an intention for 30 days of your life, and really the miracle to come out of transformational detoxification is something that is the biggest gift ever. I mean, when I went through a major detox years back, literally life looked different. Food tasted better. You get back to that pureness, that little child that's actually freed up energetically. And I was like, wow, my mind was no longer in that fog. I just feel like no matter what you do, you can do all kinds of goal setting and whatever, but if you can't get to where your body's able to be in sync, all of it it doesn't matter what's out there, the circumstance. Something's missing, and it's because there's a link to our higher selves, a link to that pure essence that we are. And it's so exciting. I'm so excited to do this program with you, Dan.
Yeah, beautifully said.
Okay, good. Well, this is just an overview, and we're doing this in different chunks of time. Sometimes we'll be doing them in 10, 15 minutes. Other times they'll be 30 and even hour long. Things we want to have it shorter, have it precise, so that we're building muscles here, right? We're building a new habit for 30 days and really having it be the small things that add up to the big things in life. And this is kind of part of the motto of having a daily practice of whatever it is for 30 days at a time. 21 days, we build new neurons, and we're really wanting to build something new in your life, build some purity. So anything lastly you want to say?
Yeah, I think that, when people become sick, they're motivated to make some changes. And when people are just having somewhat slight symptoms and they're feeling okay, but they realize that they're not quite on, in sync or in line with sort of doing, getting things done in their life. Motivation it's a really important factor. I think that's one reason why we're trying to do these in small chunks, is that every single day a little bit of input, encouragement, developing hope and motivation for our students, our people. That's our role. I mean, it's education, it's empowering, and it's also helping people be motivated, stay on track, and not lose hope and with how they're feeling. So I think that's about all I have to say.
Okay, good. And also just think about all the service that people can do by them living this lifestyle, the effect they have on their people around them, their families, people they work with, everyone. It's the little things that start to have a trickling effect in a service way that we all want to give back at some level. And I don't believe the whole thing like you have to be the guru to give back and serve or inspire or coach. I think we all can bring somebody up in some way.
Yeah.
And I think of it as we're all in this together. We're all here. So thank you very much, and you guys have a great day, and begin the conversation consciously looking around and enjoy this new venture. Thank you so much.